Swear these things didn't used to be this snug on me.
They always were.
Maybe it's the new glasses, or newer glasses.
They always feel snug on the first watch through.
Trying to think of one that wouldn't be twisted into an innuendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Welcome back to the Excuse, wait a second.
Not quite.
We haven't done that for a long time. I'm Aaron.
I'm John.
And this is the Animated Arcade.
It sure is.
And what do we do on this Animated Arcade, John?
It's a video game cartoon podcast where we watch, review, riff on, and share trivia about video game cartoons.
We are continuing our journey through the Super Mario Bros. Super Show and Legend of Zelda in air date order.
Exactly.
We're currently on episode 44.
Of both.
If
we don't count our New Year's April's Fool's Day episode from last year. This year we didn't have time for one.
Yes.
But that's okay.
I still think we needed to do the Alice in Wonderland porn-based musical.
Yeah, because that was based off a video game.
Well, we need to review it somehow. It's come up once.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
And never again.
It was either that or Zoobly Zoo.
See, that has a better chance. So if you want to watch the episode we're reviewing today, you can see it on the Wild Brain Superheroes YouTube channel.
Buy the DVDs.
Yeah, although that won't have the live action segment.
No.
The modern pressings don't have any, and the old one doesn't have this one. It's number 4 of those 4. And the N-Circle TV app, if it's working today.
Yes.
We didn't even try it.
Oh, and Amazon Prime.
Yes, also Amazon Prime. Which is the main place a lot of people are finding this. They don't look for it on YouTube, but they see it on Amazon Prime. Then they go on Facebook and ask why the Zelda cartoon has Mario and Luigi dancing in the opening. Because they don't know that it was part of a completely different show.
Yes. So, we are here to educate the uneducated masses.
Yeah, if they can work their computer well enough to find us.
Yes.
They're the sort of people who write a 2-paragraph Reddit post instead of Googling something.
Why aren't we responding back to them saying, hey, if you need more information on this, follow our show?
Because I don't usually see that stuff while I'm signed in as the show. And if I did, I would never find it again. Because it's that garbage that YouTube gives you because it doesn't let you see your actual news feed or friend feed without going through 6 layers of menus. That's why.
Is this why no one's going viral anymore who hasn't already been viral?
Human beings are a disease. The episodes we were watching today is the live-action segment Texas Tea. That's TEA, like the song, which they reference, which we'll get to. And Trojan Koopa is the cartoon.
We are in for a treat today. And I mean that.
Yeah.
If you're watching along with us, I'm excited to hear what you think of this episode.
Yeah, this is one that I think is going to score pretty highly with our loyal listener base.
Yes.
It originally aired November 2nd, 1989. So with that said, you ready to get hooked on the brothers?
You know, yeah. But first, a song. I didn't write this one, but I will play it.
Very good.
Sing along.
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
Hooked on the brothers.
Yo, Aaron.
All right. So, the Mario Brothers are broke.
Yeah, they are.
They are cutting a tomato with a butter knife. And by cutting, I mean they grab the tomato, they put the butter knife up to it, and they crush it in their hands.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They had to show that the knife was dull without going through the trouble of finding a dull knife.
Yeah. Which shouldn't be that hard.
But yeah, they're talking about how they need new knives, but
they're not even sure about keeping the plumbing business open anymore because no one needs plumbing services because they don't make leaky pipes like they used to.
No, exactly.
Remember, quality costs jobs.
It does. I mean, if your shit ain't broke, who's gonna fix it?
Fix it anyways. It's good for the economy.
That's the sort of decision a landlord makes. But
No, the landlord will say, well, the shit's broke and I'm not fixing it.
that's true. That's where it ends.
Yeah.
But the Mario Brothers are trying to make pizza, so Mario asks Luigi to go get a tomato from the tomato thing, but it's not the tub garden, it's another little extra bit next to it.
Yeah.
Presumably so they could hook up a pipe or a squirty thing underneath.
Yes.
Because?
He goes, grabs the tomato stalk, instead of grabbing the tomatoes, just pulls the stalk right out.
Yeah, that's a little weird. He's going to pull the whole thing.
And it starts sending out oil.
Yeah, it's squirting up
Texas tea.
black gold.
Yeah.
Take off your shoes and set a spell. Basically, they start quoting the theme song from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. That's a joke I get. It's like, man, they should have had Donna Douglas in this episode.
Yeah. Instead of who we got.
Yeah. Who should come to the door immediately
Yes.
after the boys strike oil.
After they get covered in oil, and to ensure that they don't lose it all, they cap it with another tomato plant.
They put it back in. They plugged the hole, didn't they?
They grabbed another one, pulled it out, moved it over.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Yeah. And then our good old friend, friend of the show, Norman Fell as Ted Bull shows up.
That's what I missed his name.
Yes. I'll get it out of the way right now. This is a returning guest star, episode 25 of the Super Show, which was Sing for the Unicorn and Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah, he played Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah.
And instead of wandering in from the pipe maze, this time he comes through the front door.
Yeah, he just lets himself in.
Yeah, because he hears you boys got struck oil.
Oil news moves fast in this part.
Yeah.
I can smell a oil geyser from a mile
He
away.
says a gusher.
Oh, yeah.
I smell a gusher from a mile away. So he's going to offer to make the boys filthy rich.
And Mario shakes his hand and says, "Oh, sorry for the oily hand sorry for the oil on my hands. An oily handshake is the best kind of handshake."
Yeah. And now we should describe Fell's costume. It's like a slightly yellowy tan cream-colored suit with a big cowboy hat of the same color.
Yeah. It looks like a Texas prospector.
It does. Well,
Not prospector.
No, a tycoon.
Yeah.
Like
from The Simpsons.
like
What's
from
his
The
name?
Simpsons. I think his character name is Rich Texan.
Oh.
You know, like how squeaky voice teen and comic book guy. They all have almost none of them have real names. And when they do, everyone ignores them in favor to keep using the other names that we've come up with or that are in the scripts. Like Sarcastic Man, who I think is named Raphael by Sideshow Bob in that episode.
And Sideshow Bob.
Yeah. Whatever his name
Yeah.
is. Anyhow.
I'm pretty sure it's Roberto.
It's Robert Underdunk Terwilliger.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Roberto.
Yeah. So, that's the cut to the cartoon.
So we get back, and before getting the check that Mr. Bull has offered them, they're spending their fortunes. Mario is reading a yacht magazine that just says yachting on the front.
Yeah.
No pictures of ships.
No, it was the outline of a sail.
Okay.
It was a triangle. It was a brown triangle on a beige background, but it looked like a silhouetted... If you took a Canadian dime and you looked at the picture of the blue nose and you turned it 46 degrees and you squinted and you gouged out your eyes and you replaced them with beige candles, it might look like that.
Okay, are we talking about Blue Nose 1 or 2?
Yes. One for each eye.
Oh. I see it.
Yeah, see? It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Sorry about the mess. But an oily handshake is the best kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, the brothers are spending money they don't really have. I think they're mostly ordering things through catalogs.
Yes, including a Whirlpool wash.
No, a Whirlpool washer and dryer in the box. It is literally a Whirlpool washer with the letters switched.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just cut it out, put it back in, or paste it over it, or what, but that's some real anime Wick Donald's stuff.
I'd go to Whack Donald's.
Yeah. Well, it depends which anime characters are in the booth next to you.
Kagome.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. And her friends.
bitchy friends. And her dog boy.
Yeah, well, the dog boy never gets in there.
No,
They
he's tied
complain
out
about-
outside.
Did I describe that to you once, that comic I wanted to draw, or did you come up with that yourself?
I came up with it myself.
Okay, well, strange minds. I'll tell you the punchline later. TM, do not steal.
Too
Because
late.
everybody's making Inuyasha fan comics in 2025.
Oh.
It's a niche market. So, but yeah, the brothers, they're wearing fancy clothes, which is mostly the clothes they're already wearing, but with stuff sequined onto it.
Yeah. Bejeweled.
Yeah, I was going to say that whatever that sequin gun glue thing was, bejeweled, or bedazzled.
Yes.
Yeah. Bejeweled is a popular video game.
And that's why I referenced it.
Yes.
On this animated arcade. You can find Bejeweled in a real arcade.
You can. You can also find Connect 4.
You can also find the Mario Brothers.
Yes. So getting back to those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. Luigi's feeling a bit bad that they're, should we really be spending all this money when Mr. Bull hasn't arrived with the check?
So they decide to go back to the Gusher.
Yeah. Well, no, this is before the break for the Zelda clip. They sit down.
Yes.
Luigi decides to stop worrying. They sit down and Mario, and then they start dreaming of what they're going to do. Vacations in, what was it? They didn't say Italy. They said a vacation in somewhere. And then that was what Luigi said. And then Mario said, eating pizza in an indoor restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just seeing if I can pull.
Yeah, if it's in the synopsis. And then Luigi fans himself after that. It's funny. That synopsis, you never know what bit of dialogue it'll keep and which one it'll gloss over.
Okay, talking about the yachts.
Yeah, I told you.
Later on, diamond-covered Mario and a white-jacketed Luigi are in the middle of relaxing on the couch, surrounded by crates and boxes of various things they have bought.
That's after the Zelda clip, because this is before. This is when they're talking about the yachts and the... So anyway, they're sitting on the couch, and then it cuts to Mario.
There's one throwback, though.
What?
Mario states that Mama Mario will be so proud of them.
That's true, yeah. And then it shows Mario on the couch and Luigi behind a rack full of fancy clothes they bought. And he says, while we wait for Mr. Bull to arrive, why not wait... arrive? Why not watch
revival.
Why not watch these clips from The Legend of Zelda? And then Luigi opens from the rack and says, that's my favorite show. Is it on right now? And it's more clips from... The next Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Which is really, I mean, the game was given away already.
Yeah.
But, it's...
The Link loses his sword, thinking he's getting a better one. It's a terrible sword.
Uh-huh. And the guy with the sword is obviously giving it to Ganon, because Ganon's holding it.
Yeah. And the guy with the sword also steals the Triforce.
Yep.
And gives it to Ganon, supposedly.
Seemingly. It's in a box.
Yeah. So, obviously, he didn't give Ganon the Triforce.
Presumably not.
Yeah.
We'll find out next time on The Legend of Zelda.
Link's Awakening.
That'd be... Yeah. Oh. Oh, there's a thought exercise. Oh, this has to wait till we're done.
Oh.
When we're done... We take each episode of the Zelda cartoon and we give it the title of one of the Zelda games. You know, like that last one had Link's sleepwalking, so would that be Link's Awakening? Or, you know, stuff like that. I think that could be fun. But we gotta wait till we've seen them all so we don't use one up before there's a better one. You know what I mean? Oop. I muted my phone, but not my watch.
Oh.
Anyway.
That'll be a nickel, please.
You got it.
I take e-transfer only.
5 of the Queen's pennies. So.
Can I get 5 bison dollars instead?
Of course. Oh, he didn't make it to that part of the plan. And neither did the Queen.
I'm sure she would have enjoyed it.
Probably. So, we cut back to where you were reading off from the synopsis, where they're sitting in there with all their crates of loot.
Yes.
Did you catch any other funny background stuff, or was it just mostly there was all boxes?
It was just all boxes.
Yeah, Whirlpool.
Yeah.
And other stuff.
Crates and boxes of various things that they have bought. Relaxing Mario states that he loves... they are... It says, on the synopsis, it says that he loves they are new style of life.
Oh, it's supposed to be their new style, but the other there.
And it's not THY apostrophe RE. It's literally, they are.
Hey, Luigi, I love that we are style of life. Don't you know it, Mario?
Oh.
Y-O-U-R. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. They're as different as night and day. Don't you think that night and day are different?
I don't. I go out in the night, look up at the sun. I go out in the day, look up at the moon.
Every day I wake up and break my arms. Anyway, so the Mario Brothers, that's when Mario sends Luigi over. Or no, Luigi sends Mario over. He wants a cup of the oil.
Yeah.
So he can just see it.
Yes.
And,
I like the way you think.
Yeah. Then we get a trademark. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's the well. Well? Yeah, the well.
Well,
Well.
the well is dry. That was good.
That was. And then we ruined it by commenting on it.
That's okay.
Yeah, it is.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I will.
Well?
You know something? He did say well a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm going to cut that out and put in the real line. I'll fix it in post. So, yeah, there's no oil. And immediately a bunch of repo guys show up and start taking away the whirlpools.
Yeah. No information on who the repo guys were.
Just some guys. They probably were actually people who worked at Deke at the time. Or, you know, they were like crew members, like lighters and probably the cameraman.
Yeah.
Probably Andy Hayward himself.
Dave from accounting.
But
he was the buff one.
Oh, okay. The one who talked?
Yeah.
Yeah, because only one of them talked.
Yeah.
You know pay, they know stay, or something like that.
Exactly.
And and then immediately Bull shows back up because he once again has immediately heard that they no longer have the oil.
How do you... oil news moves fast in these parts. I can smell a gusher, and everyone joins in a mile away. Like it's been said 18 times this episode.
Yeah, with probably that many rehearsals.
Yeah.
So he rips up the check, and
they're back to being poor.
Yeah. Which
Next
is a damn shame.
Next episode, the Marios are homeless.
Yeah, but in the meantime, everybody's favorite guest character in the whole wide world shows up.
It's James Murray.
As Edison.
Yeah.
Whose costume is 100% intact.
Yes.
And this might be the best look we've had at it. Of it.
It definitely has. It's his most... I think it's the most he's ever talked.
Yeah, this is another one that feels like it might have been shot earlier. And, you know, sometimes it's just, hey, it's Edison. It's that guy you already know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he fixed the leaky oil pipe from under the building.
Aren't you guys proud of me?
Yeah, and they are not.
No.
But I mean, let's be honest, it would have immediately been discovered that the oil that they hit was just a leaky pipe under the building, which was always going to be what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you don't have to put that much thought into it, but so the Marios are disappointed, but Bull does come back so that he can do the Mario silently.
Yes.
Well, with no accompaniment.
Yeah. It's just him.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Just Norman Fell with no one else and no music. Until next time, no, he doesn't. The guest star never says that part. So he'd just be dancing for a second and says, "Do the Mario."
I'd watch it.
Yeah,
I'd watch it twice.
Even if Flava Flav was in it. But yeah, no, he does the Mario, but the music is missing.
Yeah.
Till next time, everybody, do the Mario!
The music that we put at the end of ours. Exactly.
What was that one again? Oh, I've never heard that song before in my life.
That's because you don't do the editing anymore.
In my life.
That was Texas Tea, and I think that was a fairly strong one.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's top third.
No.
And I wouldn't even put it middle top third, but...
Lower top third. It's in the top third for sure.
It's in the top third. There's now been so many options. You know what? It might be middle top third. Just approaching middle top third.
Maybe. The guest star doesn't do much, but he has a good impact, a good presence.
And the show, or like the episode itself, was good.
Yes. Plus, you had...
Edison.
And references to Mama Mario is a continuity-rich one.
Yeah. It is lore.
Yes, it definitely is. We'll come back to that.
Oh.
But no, yeah, I think lower top third. Definitely in the top third. It's a strong one. Staging was good.
Yes.
And, I was surprised. I thought for sure Luigi's going to take one of those tomatoes and that little scarecrow puppet was going to do something.
So did I.
But you needed James Murray underneath to hit the little button to make the oil squirt, I guess.
Yes.
But
he was already working too much.
Yeah.
They almost had to pay him an extra $5 on that, and that would bankrupt this show.
It would. They spend all that money on Inspector Gadget's costume.
Oh.
But, so we already talked about Norman Fell's return. He previously was Rip Van Winkle.
And that was episode 25. If you want to hear that, that is episode 25, A Lady Ninja.
You can tell by the shape.
I think this is a good time for you to like this
like the comment.
Yeah. Like this episode on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're enjoying the show, give the episode a like.
5-star on your podcaster of your choice. Pod Streamer, Pod Beam, Pod anything.
Pocket Casts.
Yeah.
Give us a review. We'd be happy to read it out.
Yes.
5 stars is preferable. We can be bought.
Yes.
5-star reviews.
And
subscribe to the YouTube channel because we put the shorts up there and the episodes.
Yeah.
And episode posts even. That'll always remind you and have an extra pun hidden in them somewhere.
If you can't find it, it's not on us, it's on you.
Yeah, you're obviously not looking hard enough.
Yeah. It's in the dot.
It is in the dot. All right, you want to get into the animated segment?
I think I do.
All right, let's do that.
The Mario?
Now, Evil Koopa and his troopers are up to misbehaving. They kidnap the Princess Mushroom Land.
Needs saving.
Abusing and confusing everybody discovers they can't help but be hooked
on the brothers.
Alternating.
I know, and I just decided to drop it.
We'll drop you.
Drop
you like a hammer. Bro.
Spoilers.
You ruined it. Okay. Trojan Koopa. We open with a plumber's log that states that Koopa, no alias, has kidnapped the princess and is keeping her on a fortress on the island of Koopos.
Yes.
As Mario's plumber's log is being played, Mario is speaking the lines from it. Well, he, Toad, and Luigi are in a raging...
Bathtub.
No, they're not in a raging bathtub. They haven't been at sea that long. But the sea is raging, and it's also kind of pinkish purple.
Yeah. Like the bathtub.
Yeah.
No.
They are drifting to the island violently, and that's the plan. Toad says it's dead ahead. Luigi says, why'd you have to say it that way? Because
Why do you have to say dead?
Yeah, which is more direct than usual, but that actually comes up a couple more times. Yeah. But they do get to the island.
Yes.
So we cut to the fortress.
It's a tall fortress.
A tall square fortress, a tower surrounded by a shorter guard wall.
Yes.
And up at the top is Koopa and the princess, who's hooked up to a ball and chain.
Yes.
Saying, the Marios will never let you get away with this, blah, blah, blah. But the only other two main goons we see, besides a few shy guys, is a pair of Hammer Brothers.
Yeah.
And this is the only time they have speaking roles in the show.
So far.
Well, according to what I read when I was doing the rough sheet, it is the only time.
So far.
Yeah, thank you. Anyhow, the lookout, Hammer Brother, sees an upside-down bathtub with 6 legs.
Yeah.
And Koopa takes the, I guess, telescope?
Yes.
Whatever the single-sight lookout spyglass.
Yeah.
And just as the Marios and Toad throw the
bathtub
off of themselves, yeah. And
rage against the bathtub.
And yeah, he knows they're coming. And he's not too worried because he knows the Hammer Brothers are going to be more than a match for them. Which they are.
Yeah. The Mario Brothers show up to save the princess. And the Hammer Brothers throw 1 hammer each.
Yeah.
Enough to scare off the Mario Brothers and the Mushroom Retainer.
Yeah. We'll get back to that, too. So, next we get a montage of various ways that they try and break into the tower to save the princess.
Starting with Mario strapping plumber's helpers to his feet.
Yeah.
To climb up vertically. Not like Spy Movie where it's hand, foot.
No, more like Batman 66 without the rope.
Yeah, exactly. And instead... what the Hammer Brothers do is they end up listening in with a doctor's eyeglass.
Listening with an eyeglass.
Yes.
Stethoscope?
Yes.
Or did they have one of those old-timey hearing aid horns and had that to the wall?
It was a stethoscope.
It was a stethoscope, okay.
And when they heard that Mario was right where they were, they started hitting the wall with the hammer.
Yeah, making a metallic sound, but whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the sound the hammer makes.
Yes. And popping the brick that Mario was on out.
Yeah, which is pretty funny. It falls down and...
It breaks, and Mario walks away with 2 parts of the wall still attached to his plumber's helpers.
Yeah.
Still attached to his feet.
And then the second attempt, was that the pole vaulting?
That was the pole vaulting.
Yeah, they convince Luigi, he's just got to pole vault up over the gate, open the door, and Luigi's like, I can do it. And,
he could.
Yeah.
If the Hammer Brothers didn't hammer his pole.
Uh-oh, hot dog!
Just leaving a space for that sound. And, yeah, they open up a little spot in the wall that apparently they have. And they break the pole that was, I think it was strung together like bamboo, like from the trees or something.
Yes.
And breaks it, and Luigi falls straight down, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
And so it's on to Plan C, which is to catapult Toad into the tower with a slingshot made out of Luigi's overalls.
Now, here's one of the animation errors.
Sort of.
Luigi's onesie.
Yeah, I think
underneath.
I think the idea was to be old-timey, like, underwear.
Yeah. It was also green instead of blue like it should have been.
Yeah, like to show his shirt.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like his shirt was part of the slingshot. No, it was just the overalls.
Yeah.
So Luigi's wearing just like weird green footy pajamas almost.
Yes.
If it isn't Coach Z, good old green Coach Z. Hey, I always wondered, is your skin green or are you wearing a green bodysuit? You know, with footies and sockies.
Oh, I get footies, all right. Athletes' footies.
But anyway, they do launch Toad, who's wearing a little spiked helmet.
Yes. Good
And-
touch.
Yeah, and he does get all the way to the top of the tower where, Koopa just easily swipes him off with his claws.
After, yeah.
Yeah, there's some, they're going to wipe the reptile smile off your face. And,
Yes.
It's those drain brain plumbers and stuff. There's a lot of good
Punnage.
alliteration and stuff like that in this episode. It's
Yeah.
pretty strong. But, yeah. So Toad gets knocked down, bounces off the awning that's on the inner tower, which changes colors all throughout the episode,
Yes.
and then bounces back over the outer gate. So at this point, Toad and Mario and Luigi are sitting by
A
It looks-
fireplace.
well, yeah, it's a little campfire with some cut down logs to sit on, but I don't think it was ever lit,
No.
which it was probably already on the beach from before.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention this island is not big.
No, it is.
It's the tower, it's a cluster of palm trees, and that's basically it.
It's a football stadium.
Yeah, that's about the right size. Wait, Canadian?
Yeah.
The extra 10 yards on each end?
I was actually talking
Or
about
minus 10
European.
yards? Well, that's not what I said, is it?
No.
I'm talking about the CFL.
And I'm talking about football.
I'm talking about football.
No, you're talking about, I don't know, gridiron.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say American football, and I would say Canadian football, and you'd say no, soccer. So I thought this was gonna go in a couple more volleys, but I'm afraid you dropped your shuttlecock.
That's badminton, you bitch.
Well, I said volleys.
Yeah.
Tell me one instance where you would volley a ball.
Well, you see, in this game, I'm pretty sure it's called lacrosse.
Oh, of course.
No, ringette.
Our national sport, ringette. I liked ringette, actually.
So did I. It was good. It was a good cross between hockey and the NHL.
Yeah. And never the twain shall meet.
Yeah.
For any non-Canadians in the crowd or Americans who aren't from northern states, ringette is kind of you get these blue rubber rings, like sinky rings you would get at the pool that you got to dive down to get. And they slide along the ice, and you basically play hockey with them, but your stick is just a stick, and you catch the ring in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's pretty neat. Yeah, it's kind of like softball to baseball kind of stuff.
Yeah. Also, don't you, I can't remember. Was it ringette that you're supposed to do without skates, or are you doing ringette with skates?
I think we transitioned into ringette with skates as it went along,
Okay.
if I remember. But I think you're right. I think that might have been without skates. But
it's no curling.
no, it ain't. No, it's no shuffleboard.
Yeah.
So
And it sure ain't no pickleball. I'll
It-
tell you that.
but it's just not cricket. So Mario and Luigi and Toad are sitting there, and they are upset that they haven't been able to rescue the princess.
So they give up and go home.
Yeah, well, and Toad, as you alluded to before, says, "Some mushroom retainer I turned out to be."
Yeah.
Which really, really painted it. Like, this episode is pointing in a certain direction. We'll explain at the end, but like that is the only, if I'm not mistaken, but certainly the first time that those two words have been uttered in this show together.
Yes.
And like this is like episode 2 type stuff if it were serialized properly. But so they said and Mario says it's bad for a plumber to admit when they're beat, but we're in trouble.
Yeah. And that's when the Hammer Brothers try to ambush them.
Yeah, Koopa has decided to send a plumber pounding party, or I think it was plumber pulverizing party. I don't think it was quite so innuendic. But yeah, the Hammer Brothers go out to take the fight to the Marios, and that's when we get the pasta power count goes up again.
With the nursery rhyme.
With the out of sync nursery rhyme. Although not as badly out of sync, but still really out of sync.
Yes.
Patty cake, pasta man. Give me pasta power as fast as you can.
It almost counted as 2 if I had my way.
No, not this time, I'm afraid. But yeah, so patty cake, pasta man, give me pasta power as fast as you can, and that just lets Mario jump high enough that the Hammer Brothers hit each other with their hammers.
Yeah.
Or did they charge at each other and do that whole heads collide and they slide down thing?
It was the heads collide, and for a second it made it look like Mario was larger.
Yeah, so Mario lands on their heads, and then he leaps again towards the camera and gets bigger.
Yeah.
And it's a foreground thing, but it didn't quite work. But I saw what they were going for. Here's a bit of a deep pull, but not as much as you think. Do you remember when Teletoon Retro, the late night block that showed like Bugs Bunny Tweety Show and 60s Spider-Man, was also showing the really crummy 60s Hulk cartoon?
Yes.
From that Marvel superhero show that was just like cardboard, or like Xeroxes of comic panels with mouth flaps?
I thought you were going to go with Captain Star, but yes, I do know what you're talking about.
No, this is the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
You know, the Doc Bruce Banner pelted by gamma rays, that, like, from that stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you started talking about Teletoon Retro. No,
that was the late night.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, the way Mario leaps forward, it kind of looks like the way the Hulk jumps in the opening of that. So, that's all. If you watched that, you'd be like, oh, that. That's from the same series where you got, when Captain America throws his mighty shield. And, Tony Stark will make you feel he's the cool exec with the heart of steel. They're just terrible theme songs for superheroes.
Yeah. But great theme songs for what if, or
how it should have ended?
Yeah, how it should have ended.
Yeah. But I think actually in the first Iron Man movie, when Tony goes to the, that big gala.
Yeah.
I think the orchestra is playing that song.
Huh.
And then I think like in Iron Man 2, it's his ringtone or something. So I'd have to look it up, but that was the last time I remember reading that on like TV tropes. So anyway, they clobber the Hammer Brothers.
And they get an idea.
Yeah. So we cut back up to Koopa in the tower. And he looks out to see that... No, I think the princess is saying, the Marios will never give up. And Koopa looks out to see, no, that looks like that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, and that's the end of the episode. End of the show. Thank you for watching.
Is that the first time you've done it since the rebrand?
I think so.
Very good. So, no, it turns out they tied up the Hammer Brothers and disguised them with mustaches in their hats, I think, at least.
And overalls.
And overalls. Spare overalls, apparently.
Yeah.
And then, what was it? Just a gas can with a toad head on it?
Yes.
I don't know where they got that. But, they've sent them away in the boat to make it look like they're leaving without the princess. And the princess believes it because she cries briefly. I can't believe they would leave without me or leave me behind or give up or something.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm not the most important person to them.
Even though she is supposed to be, yes.
Yeah.
And then there's, left outside the door is the titular Trojan Koopa. Not that they call it that because it wouldn't make sense. But it's a giant wooden King Koopa.
Yeah. That's ugly and horrendous, and Koopa loves it.
Yeah. It's a monument to him.
Yeah.
Because that's, in the lead up to that, they say, what does Koopa love more than anything in the world? Himself. Exactly. I know just what we're going to do. And yeah, so it gets rolled in, and there's a fairly funny sequence where he keeps having the Shy Guys wheel it around to different spots. The old, actually, I think it looked better over there.
Not there, there.
There. But then he tells the Shy Guys just to park it there for the night, and in the morning he'll see how it looks at the top of the tower.
Huh.
And they all just slump down. But once it gets dark out, just as the Marios and Toad open up the front hatch and fall out the statue's crotch, which reminds me of a joke they made earlier when they said, "Hey, that fortress is impregnable." Yeah, and you can't get in it either.
That was good.
Yeah. And, lots of leaping lasagna or sizzling salami and stuff. They sneak out, and everything's fine. They're like, "Shh, you gotta be quiet." Then the doors start banging because meanwhile, the Hammer Brothers, one of them had used his face as a paddle to turn the boat around so they could come back.
I thought he used his face as an engine.
Maybe that was it. It was kind of hard to tell. He was bobbing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a flipper. So the door breaks down. Everyone's awake. Then the Mario Brothers and Toad get chased around to the tune of "I Hear You Knockin'" by Smiley, a cover of "I Hear You Knockin'" by Smiley Lunis. Lunis, he said.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Smiley Lewis.
The Mario Brothers are being chased around to the tune of a cover of "I Hear You Knockin'" by Smiley Lewis.
Lunis.
Smiley. Okay, you're not letting me cut that out, huh? Okay.
No.
Because I tried. Damn it, I tried.
Oh.
And we'll play a bit of Smiley Lunis' song right here. Special thanks as always to the Super Mario Bros. Super HQ channel on YouTube for the cover song. Link in the description below.
This cover song does not fit the action.
No. Literally, it's just the joke about how the Hammer Brothers are knocking on the door, and the song doesn't start saying that till after the door is open.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, 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 hey. That would have been a better one. I'm not sure if it was out at that point. It was.
It was, but it would have been more expensive even for a cover band.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's an okay cover. It has that high echo distortion that the actual song has.
Yes.
So that sounds pretty good, but it doesn't really fit. But it's not on for very long.
No.
You know, it's one chorus and one bit of a stanza and then one more chorus or something.
Yeah. But the replacement music, this is one of the rare places where it's exactly equal.
Yeah. Still not great, but, you know, it doesn't stick. It sticks out because we know that it's the replacement music, because we've heard them all a few times. And it's not a Mario 1 or Mario 2 type song.
Yeah. It's
from the Mario 3 cartoon. Not that it's Mario 3 music, that's not what I mean. Meanwhile, the princess starts praying for God to save her.
Yes.
She wants to make a wish upon a star. ... Man. A star man. And a falling star just comes to her, and she leaps up to the length of her chain and gives it a crisp high five, which somehow pulls it down with her.
Yes.
And the princess uses the star to go super.
Yeah.
Which, I'm pretty sure that's the only time in the whole show. And her dress turns red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
So I think I know what the TikTok's gonna be.
When
America,
Captain America... Oh.
Yeah. No, Aaron, not that. Not that at all.
I thought we were doing a throwback.
No.
To when Captain America threw his mighty shield.
You mean that time when all who opposed his mighty shield had to yield?
Yes.
But the princess gains an echoey voice, which will definitely put a clip of in here because it's the only time that happens for anyone. And goes around, starts kicking ass and taking names.
Oh no! I wish I could help my friends! I wish I could! I wish I might! Wish upon a falling star! Man! A starman! That's
Koopa Pack! Attack!
Fear not, my friends! It's Princess P to the rescue!
But we're supposed to rescue her!
I don't think this is the time for technicalities.
She does like running kicks across all the Shy Guys. Oh, the Hammer Brothers throw their hammers and she just catches one in each hand.
Yeah.
And does she go and clobber them with him?
I feel like she does. Or...
No, she throws it and it knocks down the supports
Oh,
from
yeah.
that awning, which comes down and covers them like a tarp. And the Mario Brothers immediately start wrapping them up in it. It's pretty well done, actually.
Yes.
And then, but in the confusion, Koopa makes sure to coop out.
Yes.
Not with a teleport, he just steals their boat.
Yeah. I'm stealing your boat, Mario's.
Yeah. A runabout. I'll steal it. No one will ever know.
Why would you ever try to steal a roundabout?
A runabout. You know, from Deep Space Nine. I can't do that voice. It's the Sylvester voice, but without the lisp. Literally, it's that guy. A runabout. I'll steal it. No one will ever know.
Oh.
Oh. I loved that cartoon before it was a meme. I used to watch it on one of those public domain cartoon tapes.
Yeah.
So, Koopa's taking their tub, but Mario's got a plan. They float away on the Trojan Koopa.
Yeah.
He said, it might be ugly, but it floats.
Better than,
And then, yeah, Toad says, a lot better than what King Koopa's boat.
which
And-
he forgot to put the plug in.
I guess. Because it's got a hole and he's bailing it.
Yeah. Or maybe he decided to pull the plug out to try to drain the water, not realizing that, water comes up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's poorly explained. Maybe when the Hammer Brothers brought it back, it was a crash landing and it punctured it.
Maybe.
But I think it's most likely that the plug is gone.
Yeah.
Because it's a bathtub.
Exactly.
And yeah, just Iris is out on King Koopa bailing the water. It's kind of an everybody laughs ending. Oh, there's Poppins the cat.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's Trojan Koopa, and it's easily one of the best of the Mario cartoons.
If not the best.
It's not. For me, that's still Toad Warrior by a fair margin. Because that one's a little more action-packed. But this one is also... if we were counting in the loriness of it, which we'll get to, that could edge it above, because Toad Warrior still had the parody stuff in it.
Yes.
I mean, it was handled really well. But this is, more like, this is an adventure of a cartoon with these characters in it.
Yes.
The montage of funny bits of them trying to break into the tower was good.
The pacing was amazing.
Yeah, there was no drag to this one. Even the part with the cover song was only a minute.
Yeah.
Usually it's a couple. An extended chase sequence to pad out the episode. And yeah. But overall, it's definitely near the top. It's top 5 for sure, probably top 3.
Maybe top 2.
Yeah, we'd have to go over them. For me, it's always Toad Warriors at the top, and then I'm trying to think of what the previous runner-up was.
That was Stars in Their Eyes.
Oh.
Because you love Wrath of Khan parodies.
Yeah, that's why I love Star Trek Into Darkness so much.
Oh.
All right. So, the cast. We got Captain Lou Albano as Mario, Danny Wells as Luigi, Jeannie Elias as Princess Toadstool, John Stalker as Toad and Hammer Brother number 1, Harvey Atkin as Bowser, Hammer Brother number 2, and the Shy Guys.
Okay. But who voiced the Mushroom Retainer?
That would be John Stalker. They just must have miscredited him.
Yeah, probably. Who's Toad? Don't you mean Toadstool?
No, that was Jeannie Elias. One of them is a princess. So, and this episode was written by returning writers Mark McCorkle and Robert Schooley, a.k.a. Bob Schooley, a.k.a. the Kim Possible guys, as I always call them. So they previously wrote The Fire of Hercules and Hooded Robin and His Mario Men.
And Kim Possible.
And Kim Possible, yeah. So you can check out our episodes about those specifically the Fire of Hercules episode, to learn about them. And that would have been episode 17.
What's the name of it, John?
I don't know yet, but that's the one with the live action segment was the Marios Fight Back.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I told you to make the note and then I didn't. To be fair, we only just started doing this very recently where we tell people specifically which episodes.
Is there something we gotta use a little more then?
Yes. That's the one. It's episode 17. We're going to need more than spit.
More than what?
Spit. So you can, that's where you can learn more about the Kim Possible guys.
But I think we covered the big thing that they did, which was this episode here.
Yeah. Speaking of this episode here, lore or filler?
You know, it's definitely the trash that rises to lore.
Yeah. Now, this is another lore one. I mean, it didn't have anything like the mushroom people being turned to stone, but it also didn't have any, we're going to a place to find a guy who's going to help us, and he's a parody of a famous character.
And all the people here were Mario characters.
That's true.
Which, you know, that was just Poppins walking across by the mic. Which makes this episode a lot stronger for what happened.
Yeah, now I can understand not wanting 65 of these. He'd run out of stuff to do pretty quick.
But
that's why Go ahead.
24 of them? A standard run? Pretty good.
Yeah, but again, this was a 65 episode show. Take away the 13 Zeldas, that's 52. And you get, again, the Zelda cartoon was already crumbling under the weight of having 4 characters in it. Imagine if the Mario cartoon was like that too. Every episode, Bowser kidnaps the princess, and by which of that I mean King Koopa. And the Marios have to save her from the castle of the week. Sometimes they're getting married, sometimes it's on an island. Like, that would wear thin. As much as I really don't like most of the parody stuff, it'd be hard to keep this up.
Okay, but what if we split down the middle Zelda and Mario? So 32 Zelda, 33 Mario.
That would be good. The problem is the Zelda cartoon is way more expensive, even with 4 characters. It's so much more lavishly done. So, no, I get what you mean. In a perfect world, more of the episodes would have been like this.
Yes.
Because, yeah, it is lore.
Yeah.
And it's a good one.
Yeah.
Which tends to happen with the lore ones, more or less.
Yeah.
More or lore or less.
Lore or less.
Just waiting for the cat to finish climbing. Okay, ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top third.
Oh. Yeah, I'd give it a solid 9.5. Red, white, and... Oh, no, shit. Didn't she call herself Princess P when she became super? The super Princess P is here to save the day?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure she did. Anyway, yeah, 9.5 princesses wearing the French flag.
And I would give it 9.5 Koopa Wars. That's terrible. Let me try again.
Yeah, please do. I don't get it.
Based on the Trojan War.
Oh.
I would give it 9.5 overall slingshots.
9.5 overall slingshots overall.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So if you want to reach out to the show, you can leave a comment on the YouTube version of this episode.
Send us an email at theanimatedarcade@gmail.com.
You can follow us on Twitter X at animatedarcade, no the.
You can also send us something on Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky,
And Tumblr.
and now Tumblr. At the Animated Arcade. That is THE, Animated Arcade.
Quite right. Okay, prediction time. Which I forgot to put on the rub sheet, so I'm just going to read it off the list here. Next episode is another Zelda episode. If you can believe it. But first, the live action segment is called The Great Hereafter.
This is the death of Edison.
Oh no. Well, we thought we'd seen the last of them already.
Yeah, after he fixed the leaky oil pipe, and he came to an unfortunate accident where he tripped in the bathroom and fell face first on a plunger, suffocating himself. Plumber's helper.
An unfortunate accident.
Yes.
Next time on Super Mario Brothers, Funeral for a Friend. Can Edison possibly be alive? Next time on Dragon Ball Z, Goodbye Edison, Death of a Plumber's Helper.
Oh.
Okay, and the Zelda segment is Stinging a Stinger.
We already know this.
Yeah.
We already went through this.
Yeah.
Link loses his sword to a stinger.
A guy.
A guy. A stinker. Ganon gets stunk as well. The sword that Link got is terrible. Everything's going to work out in the end. Link is not going to kiss the princess.
Probably not. I think that's fair to say.
And what's your prediction?
My prediction? I could just tell you the whole episode. That's one I remember.
I have 15 minutes.
Yeah. Bling, ding, 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 ding. It's a beautiful day in Hyrule, and no, yeah. Link saves the guy from a monster attack. The guy wants to make it up to him by giving him a brand new sword. Link says, I've already got a sword. The guy says he can take the sword because Link has a new sword. He won't need the old sword anymore. Link uses the sword to fight another monster. It gets broken almost immediately. Meanwhile, the guy, named Sleazenose, takes the sword to Ganon and offers it to him as a show of loyalty. First, he tries to sell it to him. Ganon says, I take the sword, you leave with your life. Meanwhile, I think Ganon leads a charge to get the Triforce. Zelda gets captured. Link tries to save her. His sword. That's when he finds out his sword sucks. They team up with the guy to get the sword back from Ganon. And at one point, the guy may or may not have stolen the Triforce of Wisdom to give to Ganon. I won't give the final twist away.
He did not steal the Triforce of Wisdom.
Well, whether or not he did, does it make it all the way to Ganon?
No.
Well, we'll find out if you're right next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. But we'll find out for sure next time. Because until next time, I'm John.
I've been Aaron.
This is the Animated Arcade, and the airwaves
are our waves.
So until next time, everybody,
do the Mario!
Thanks for listening to the Animated Arcade. Our theme song is After School Keyboard Club by Xennial, sourced from freemusicarchive.org. Our logo and thumbnail art is done by Shell, who you can follow on Instagram at YourMidnightCrafter. The cover songs from the Mario-themed episodes are sourced from the Super Mario Bros. Super HQ channel on YouTube. These links, as well as the music used in our Zelda-themed episodes and all of our social media accounts, are found in the description.